What's up everyone, Jonathan here from the French Canadian Studio. Hopefully everyone's going well. I'm going fantastic. So first off, I want to apologize to start off by apologizing more or less, because I haven't posted a devlog in about 3 weeks, so I really apologize for that. I've been just going through some things and just dealing with a lot of different things at once, and just wanted to take a step back and just relax and just do a couple different things there. I know it doesn't really explain it, but that's what it is. I'm back. I've been doing some modeling, even if I wasn't doing any devlog. I've been doing just personal work and stuff like that. But in any case, we're finally back at doing devlogs and creating assets for Dementophobia. Before I start though, of course, go check me out everywhere. French Canadian Studio. You can do so on Twitter, FRCan Studio, Instagram, French Canadian Studio, ArtStation, same thing. And also right now what I just started a Facebook page which is in French and English, so you guys can check out. Also, if you're looking to get some freelance job done on me, to do freelance job for you, I'm available for that. And yeah, and of course, hopefully you enjoyed the new intro. This is the new intro I've been working on the last couple of days. It's done now, so I got it to where I wanted. It looks pretty cool. Mixes a lot of different styles in Blender. I've been really practicing texturing and modeling in Blender the last couple of weeks, just to get back into it, and getting my experience better and better. So hopefully you enjoy that. So this week we'll get started right now. I've been modeling a couple more not super complex parts, but we'll get into it right now. Alright, so the first thing I did, this one I actually did it a couple weeks ago. I wanted to do, was supposed to be like the devlog of 3 weeks ago, but that week that's all I did, is basically just a cup holder, nothing too complicated. It was really nothing really complicated. I actually did it more complicated, like building it was more, I made it way more complicated on myself than it actually was, but the final result was pretty fun. It was just a very simple thing you'll see on some of the desks in the game and stuff like that, just a filler, a prop. I'll probably create some pencils there that I'm gonna put in there. Yeah, just nothing, it's very basic. It's one of those things where I'm trying to be, I do a lot of things like the bevels I'm not too sure about, but I know I'm just rambling on a bit there, but yeah. Just the usual workflow I usually always keep the same type of workflow going on. It's always like create the model, unwrap, then do the texturing. Because for a game, I'm trying to do like all my assets instead of what I used to do in the past. Create different type of, anyway. I was just taking textures and importing them. Anyway, this is one of the bigger pieces I did is a desk. It's more of a modernized desk. I saw a picture of a desk looking like this on the internet for some reason, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. This looks like probably a cool, interesting desk I can put in Dementophobia. So I decided to go with that. It's sort of an open air cubicle. I enjoyed the style of it. We'll see if it fits with the aesthetic. I want to go with the office space. But for now, it seems like it's going to work. I really enjoyed the way it looks. A little bit of work. It wasn't too bad. I think the texturing took longer. Because I always try, this is sort of a plastic top, so I was trying to give it this grainy, this molded, textury plastic, and then yeah, unwrapping. That's one thing. That's one of the thing in the workflow I always forget sometimes. I always model, unwrap, then texture, because usually when I'm doing procedural texturing like this, I have to project it on a UV, and I want it to be properly UV so I have more control over it. This is a bolt. I think this one I'm actually using, if you guys do a lot of modeling and you follow, you do Blender, you follow Blender Guru. I did pretty much one thing. It was like, instead of creating a whole screw, just create a plane, like a flat face, and then just create two different colors, and the center one just do it darker so it looks like it's a hole that goes through, and yeah. And I always try to do this weird like bumpy paint thing on when I'm doing paint metal, to give it sort of a bumpy, wavy surface, so like the paint is not an even coating. It looks kind of cool. You don't really see it in this rendering, but next one is actually just a metal stool that I did. This one was pretty fun because it did practice my practice a lot of just what you're seeing right now, just mating two different parts together, making it look as nice and clean as possible, and making sure that everything flows together properly, because in gaming assets, that's one of the important parts. So everything looks nice, and it renders properly in real time when you're in Unity or whatever engine you're using. So I did adjust it a couple of times because I wanted to look right as much as I can. I was getting some weird shading issue in the corner. I know if you've been watching these devlogs over and over, I do get very technical in these. That's what I think devlogs are good for, is going behind the scenes of what the game is. And I do a little tricky thing here. Once I got this done, I actually imported from the chair I did, the office chair, and then just decided to use the legs and then just adjust it from there. I didn't fuse them together because the problem is the legs didn't have the same amount of faces, so it didn't work properly. Then I did the little plating so it looks more realistic, because this will be something you're able to bump into the game and then flip on the side, so you'll be able to see it. A small little stool there. And I do the cushion. I try to make the cushion look more organic to what so it looks like it's been sit on and looks like it's been used. So yeah, it's pretty much right now. It's pretty much readjusting. Oh, I took the screws from the desk I did, and then yeah, instead of reinventing the wheel again, because I did at the beginning, like you see now, I'm just adjusting the making it look more organic. Because it is like a pillow is a lot more organic. You see, I did the same mistake again I did the other time. Is I start texturing and it's like, oh crap, I forgot to unwrap this. And then that's what I start doing. For some reason I always forget when I spend too much time like between each part that I do. And then yeah, cool little render of it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I did have to change the color of the material. That one I didn't do it, because I didn't know really what this one I'm really actually proud of, because all the materials like it's a simple notepad, but all the materials in this notepad are all procedurally generated. So the lining, the paper are all generated. Once I did adjust the mesh because I wanted to look a little bit better for what I wanted to do. Yeah, I was going to do like better quads, but it worked out for what I wanted to do, and then the shading didn't look weird, so I was like, I'll leave it. Since it's a plane, you don't have to worry too much when you're dealing with planes, because usually if you don't have quads, usually it still works out for what we're trying to do. Work in a mirror, because I put in a mirror because I was doing a lot of monotonous little adjustments, and I didn't want to do it on the other side, so of course I just added a mirror. This is the easier part. This is it's more of a practice of doing procedural material, and what was important is I wanted to like actually create the lines going across the surface. I'm assigning materials now. So this one I played around with a bit. Yeah, I squared it up because I wanted to get. Yeah, I was getting weird texture. I was trying to go for sort of a cardboardy kind of texture, but then I got some weird texture that I really enjoyed. You'll see it here. Yeah, this one. I'm starting to get it here. It was just starting to be really cool, and then I started to mix different like textures, and it was giving this like full leather, like plasticky wrapped leather, kind of like a piece of plastic wrapped in leather or something like that kind of material. Fancy cardboard, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked the way it did. I did have to change it a bit because for some reason it wasn't rendering properly. No, I got it actually a while. Then I added staple to make it look more realistic. And this is where I really took all the experience. You see all the texturing. Then after that, this is really where I took all the experience I've gained in the last couple of months to really get it. See all this lining. I did have to fix it in the front because it would have been weird if I kept the line in the front. It would have, like the side you'll usually see line. What I did blur it up a tiny bit once I get it working properly. And I did procedurally create lines, so it looks like it's a stack of paper, so that looks pretty cool. And then I did blur the lines on the side, because you usually do see lines on the side, but like usually they're a bit more blurred because they're more like the paper staggered a bit more, just slightly. And I did fix the front so it didn't have any line. It would look kind of weird. And I start just adjusting, and then I think I just bake my my textures from here. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's pretty much all I did this week. Just a slight cool little assets I wanted to create, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Go follow me everywhere. French Canadian Studio, French Canadian Studio on Twitter, and French Canadian Studio everywhere else. ArtStation, Instagram, Facebook, and of course everywhere else that you can search the name for. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Keep on keeping on.